Good morning, Discord. Good morning, TikTok, X, Instagram, all the rest. Let's get into it. Okay, so in pre market, we had a significant pullback. Let's see what we got. Ignore these pre market algos. We're going to see if we're going to use them or not. Um, Before we get started, do not consider this financial advice. Trading stocks involve risk. The owner of the channel, the traders that appear in the broadcast, and their affiliate companies are not liable for any losses inflicted in relation to its content. Once you get done reading that, go to livespytrading.com. I'll get you sorted. Okay, let's see what we got. Let's see what we got. All right, let's see who they want to grab liquidity from, right? Let's see how they react to this blue. Let's see if this blue gets us to 7803. Let's see if blue gets us to 7803. If there's continuation from there, we're going to look for support at 7974. We're going to look for this. If we get some support around here, okay? Let's see what we got. So last time when there was a significant or a gap down, uh, the market chopped. It was very choppy all day. So we need to make sure if the move already happened, this is a significant move, right? From let's just say 84 down to 72. This is a very significant move. So the market needs time to digest moves like that. That could come in the form of chop, right? So on a higher time frame, maybe like an hour time frame or even a 4-hour chart, it's going to look different than our chart. So we have to identify that before. We need to look for the proper setups. We need to look for the setups on our time frame. Now this is just me speculating right now. So the market will tell us. It's going to tell us everything we need to know. And if it's just choppy and it's not giving us what we want, then that's what it is. Not every day is a trading day. We don't always have to get involved. Knowing when not to trade is very important. When the setups present themselves, we'll be ready. We'll be ready. Good morning, Shayna. Also, we had I may have heard some news about one of our dear friends going through some stuff right now, so I'm going to go ahead and send some prayers out. I'm going to send some prayers out for you. Let's let this settle out. Let's let this settle. Today's not the day to be messing around. A lot of tensions in the Middle East. Oil spiking, or maybe it's dropping. I don't know. I know oil was going up a little while ago. So let's see if they want to stay in this blue. Yeah, we want to see how they react to this blue. We want to see how they react to this magenta. If magenta gets us to 7216, we'll hold on to it. We'll see if they give us a little dance right here. A little dance meaning some, a little bit of maybe a green candle or so. Or if they break through and just head straight down, I like to see a little dance right here. That's what I'm saying. I like little dances. Little known fact, I was voted in high school the best Macarena dancer. Okay, I just made that up. But it sounds good. Let this volatility play out. Let's get some direction first. Remember, none of these are a thing yet. None of these are a thing. None of these algorithms are a thing yet. I like the dance right here. I like the fact that we're dancing right here, so we'll see. We need time. We need time. The more time, the more data. The more data, the easier this gets. We just need more data. And sometimes that may take a couple hours. But we're here to make money. We're here to make money. So if it takes a couple hours, that's what it is. That's what it is. If you got to sit here and stare at charts for a couple hours, that's what it is. Some people got to shovel snow. I want to know if they're going to wedge between magenta and blue here. Again, I still don't know if we're going to use these. None of our quote unquote confirmations have happened yet. I want to see if blue gets us to 7803. I want to see if magenta gets us to 7216. Then we're going to have some data. Let's give this some time. Let them shake this out. Today might be a horizontal day. Today might be supply and demand type day. We'll find out. Let's see what we do on blue right here. Let's see what they do right here. So I like the hesitation on blue. I like the hesitation on magenta. Let me just clean this up real quick. All right, we're going to do it all from scratch. We're going to do it all from scratch. That's okay. That's the fun part. That's the fun part. You can't always rely on the pre-market, right? Because when the volatility comes in, it's going to be different. Not all the time. Sometimes we could use pre-market, but I think today we'll just do it from scratch and stop being lazy. That was me being lazy. People are paying hard-earned money. Let me not do that. That wouldn't be right. Let's see if this magenta gets us to 72.16. We're far below the water on our 30-minute. Below the water on our 5-minute, but it looks like maybe liquidity grab. And we're above the water. Yeah, this is sideways, so let it all settle out. There's nothing to do in here, right? Barcoding. There's nothing to do in here. We got barcoding. So in this range, there's really nothing to do. This range is going to tell us, hopefully, where the setups are. So if you're trading within here, good luck. That's on you. If you're trading inside of 78.03 and 72.16, that's on you. We need to see if this magenta is going to get us to 72.16. Now, when I'm saying get us to, what I'm trying to figure out is if we break this magenta to the downside, if it's going to get if the price is going to get to 72.16. Now, if you're taking this trade, you have to understand it's a scalp, right? So you got to chase it. Look at the barcoding. You got to be careful here. If you took the trade, your trade protected. Protect the trade. You can't lose from here, okay? Protect your trade. Easy money. Okay. Now let's see if they turn around, slap in the face, and continue. Or if they're liquidity grabbing. That's what we don't know. This is the hard part, right? The entries are fine. It's the exits that we got to worry about. Not really worry, but you got to understand who you are as a trader. You got to understand that part. If we get above 75.97, we got to start looking the other way. Again, if you're trading in here, that's on you, okay? There's volatility in here. We don't have any real sense of direction yet. If we get above, what did I say? Whatever this dotted line is, if we get above this, we got to look the other way. All right, let's see if they want a second bite at the apple. Second bite at the apple will be around 73.24. Okay. So if you did take this trade, you're still in exit strategy 1, right? Because I just warned you, this is the time where they're going to turn around, smack you in the face, and keep going. I literally just said it. I literally just said it out loud, right? Now we know. Now you know what to look out for. So if you're moving your stop within 3 minutes, you probably didn't allow this to breathe enough. That's all I'm saying. Now here, second bite at the apple. Now if you want to adjust your stop, now you can start thinking about adjusting your stop. This is exit strategy 1. Very simple. Very simple. Now you can't lose from here, right? You can't lose from here. That's what I'm talking about. Easy money. Now let's see if we get down to 72.16. No matter what happens, you can't lose, right? If you adjust your stop. I told you on this play, if we get up to 76.02, then we got to turn around and look the other way. Hopefully you understood that as this is where my stop needs to be if you're in puts. So even if it turns around right now, you can look at the money. Look at the money. Look at the money we just printed. Go ahead. Bang. Nice way to start the day, right? If you're new, welcome. Welcome. Remember what just happened. All this happened in real time, live, right in front of your face. And for everyone else watching, do not consider this financial advice. Trading stocks involve risk. The risk is, if you're not in my Discord, it's going to suck. No, I'm kidding. Hold on. The owners of the channel, the traders that appear in the broadcast and their affiliate companies are not liable for any losses inflicted in relation to its content. I literally just told everyone, this is where they're going to turn around, smack you in the face, and keep going. All right, here we go. I can't be any more clear. Okay? Everyone cool? Thank you. Good job, Raul. Good job, Raul. That's what I'm talking about. Good job. Look at 3K. 3K is working, boy. 3K is working. Look at 3K working. Hell yeah. Oh my goodness. Look at the money we just printed. I told everybody what was going to happen. This is where you follow your exit strategy right to the target. Okay, now you need to start thinking about your life, okay? Now you think about your life. How you want to very simple. Now if you want to take your profit, if you want to, we're still in exit strategy 1, mind you, but it's going to be volatile right here because we're at key level. So if you wanted to take profit here, fine. You'll see in no time, right, Raul? That contract you just had, imagine times 10. It's going to take time, brother. Just give it time. You got to be uncomfortable. You got to be comfortable with the uncomfortable. You don't necessarily have to be. You could take profit whenever you see profit. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that at all. But from, what do we say? 74, whatever around here to 72, this is good money. This is good money. All right, now let's see what they got. It's almost too easy. But I'm not supposed to say that. This is very difficult. This is very difficult, okay? All right, YouTube, leave me alone. This is difficult stuff and it's risky stuff. If you're in someone else's Discord. But anyways, this is difficult, risky stuff. That's what they want me to say. Let's see if they're going to grab liquidity or if they're going to get a second bite at the apple on 72.16. So another exit strategy would be if you take this, then you wait for the break of this purple. That'll be another exit strategy. If you want to be a little more conservative and just collect, if you're not willing to go through the pain, then that's another exit strategy for you, okay? And the only reason I'm telling you is so you don't keep stopping yourself out and then having it smack you in the face and keep going. If you want to maximize the play, there's more than one way to skin a cat. That's all I'm saying. And I don't like cats. And I think cat people are weird. No, I'm just kidding. You're okay. You're fine. Cat people are fine. Sometimes. All right, so to play out, see what happens, okay? So look, if you want to take on key level, or if you want to take on the break of, or if you're holding for the completion of exit strategy 1 or 2, I got to go back and look. But I know they're in there. I know it's in there. We're still in exit strategy 1, I want to say. We're still in exit strategy the legs. That one. If you're in the Discord, you know what I mean. The legs. See, what usually messes me up is I'll take right here, or I'll give it a little bit of space up to here instead of taking exactly on key level. That's what usually messes me up. I'm gonna try to work on that a little bit, but I just like to secure money. I just like to secure it. That's I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I'm gonna readjust this purple just a bit. Let's readjust the purple just a bit. Okay, I think we like that one. A lot of volatility right here at 72.16. I'd like to at least break 72.66. I'd like to break that. That'd be nice if they did that. But if you're in exit strategy 1 or exit strategy the legs, you need to start tightening up your stop now, okay? Now's the time to start tightening up. I'm not saying to stop yourself out. I'm saying to adjust. That's what I'm saying, to adjust your stop. Just don't be greedy. We'll be fine. We will be fine. We're walking through this together. Everybody together. You're not alone in this. Just a little bit more. Just want to get a little bit more. Come on. They need to break. They don't need to, but it would be nice if they broke 72.66. And if you're hyper focused on your brokerage, it's going to mess you up. Okay? Come on. We're doing it together. I'm doing it with you. I'm telling you what I'm doing as it's happening. Okay? So I'm hoping for a second bite at the apple. We still haven't broken this purple yet. So we're still in the purple, but we're getting close to exit strategy 2, right? Or excuse me, we're getting close to exit strategy the legs. We're getting close to the legs, so you got to be on it now. Okay. Okay. Remember, I just said, now they hit this level. Let's see if they smack you in the face and keep going, right? All right, the legs spread open just a bit. The legs spread open just a bit for us to get up in there. Let's get up in there. Okay. Okay. Finally, I survived. Usually I get out here, but finally I survived. All right, let's do it. Let's do it. Okay, now I can adjust. We're doing this together, right? I'm walking through what the candles are going to do. Look at the money we just printed. Oh my goodness. Damn, it feels good to be a gangster sometimes. All right, now I can adjust. All right, trade protected. Can't lose from here. Whatever happens, happens. If you're looking for an entry, we got to wait for this magenta. I mean, it would be nice to wait for this magenta to form. So let's wait for this. Let's wait for this, and let's wait for that. That'll be the best bet. I got my first set taken off the table right here. And so I took profit on key level because look, a second bite at the apple. I waited for that at least. Now I'm going to let the runners run. My first set got taken out right here. I'm probably falling a little too close, but this is the part I don't like, right? The entries, fine. We got the entries down. We're not worried about entries. But the exit, that's the only thing. You know, even I still got to work on it. Even I got to work on it. And I'm not going to take too much drawdown on these runners either. I'm not going to take too much drawdown on these runners. Don't need to be a hero. Okay, it got me. Okay, I think that was a good trade. If you're looking for an entry, it's got to be something like this. Something like this. Look at this. See, I wouldn't have been okay with this. The stop probably should have been like right here where it is right now. Wherever the dotted line is, would maybe a little bit above. Probably should have been where my runner stop was, but I don't need to do. I'm not doing all that. Not doing it. If I need to get back in, I'll get back in. You know, I wanted to wait for key level. This is a decision I made. I took money off the table here. My stop should have been a little bit above here for runners, but you know, it got me somewhere in here. So we did all right. We did all right. Can't complain about making money. So we'll see if it stays below the 74.05 level, and we'll wait for the next entry. But this was a good trade, right? On the break of, what did I say? The break of magenta, the key level right here. Now let's wait for it to form again. Yeah, I wouldn't have been okay with this. And another thing, we're day trading. We're day trading. Take your money. Take your money. You could be done for the whole day with a certain amount of contracts. You don't even have to think anymore. You can go enjoy your day. This is what I'm trying to get you guys to. I'm trying to get you to that level. It's going to take a little bit of, you're going to have to be uncomfortable, right? You know they're going to want to turn around and smack you in the face. So at least follow the exit strategy, right? So literally on this green, no, yeah, it would have been this candle is exit one, exit strategy one for the legs. Let me show you. The 10 o'clock candle. My runner stop should have been probably about here. But I know myself. I know some of you, you're built different. Some of you are built different. And you're okay with exit strategy 2 and 3. Sometimes I do exit strategy 2 and 3. Sometimes I do. But, you know, I at least want to start the day. Let me secure some money. And then when it presents itself again, you know, I have a little bit of monopoly money to play with, right? That way I don't have to go red. I know for sure I don't have to go red because I'm not going to risk more than what I just made. So this is how you always leave the day green. Look at this money. If you're still holding for exit strategy 2 and 3, you're still in the trade. But we're at key level. We already knew there's going to be a lot of volatility here. So now we just have to wait for our setup. I'm going to clean up the chart just a bit. This one's still winning. This is still winning. If you're new, welcome. Welcome. It's just that it's not easy, but okay, good call. Good call 3K. Yeah, it seems we're stuck in here, right? So let's wait for a minimum, a break, a retest, and a reject of this liquidity box. So Discord, you should be in your 5-minute chart. You should be looking for something like this now. The 1-minute chart, that's for everybody else. Exit 2 and 3 hitting right now. Hold on, let me go ahead and put this back. It's not about me, it's about y'all. Exit 2 and 3 hitting like a Mack truck. When was the entry? 70, somewhere around, whatever this is. Let's say this 74.61. We'll say that. Man, I played those runners too close. I'm not going to have FOMO now. I knew I played the runners too close, but it's okay. It's okay. I'm not going to have FOMO now. Can't do it. That wouldn't be fair. It wouldn't be fair to me if I started FOMOing now. It wouldn't be fair to me. Because I know I worked hard mentally for this money right here. And it was good money. You can't complain about making money. When you're dealing with a certain amount of contracts, you'd be all right. Let's use blue instead of purple. Let's use blue. Okay. See, I know I wouldn't have been okay with this. I wouldn't have been okay with this. I'm glad I took my money where I did. That's me personally. That's me personally. Some of you still in two and exit 2 and 3. That's fine. That's fine. But as long as your trade is protected, therefore you can't lose. As long as you protect your trade, exit 2 and 3 is fine. Just don't go negative, right? That's all. Just don't let it go negative. You'll be fine. Don't get greedy. As long as we're not greedy. Because the greed is gonna FOMO is greed. When you have FOMO, that's greed. And in LST and live spy trading, we can't be greedy. God don't like greed. What does he call it? Gluttony. God doesn't like gluttony. Sometimes we got to be happy, happy for what we have, be appreciative of what we have. So all this right here, I'm happy. I'm happy I made that. Right? I'm happy. There's nothing more I can do about it. So I'm not gonna have FOMO anymore. Oh yeah, we're dancing right on. We're dancing right on the bottom of this lick box. Okay, let's see. We got 2 minutes on this candle right here. I see wick and I see wick. So let's see what this next 1 minute takes us. We're going to use blue, right? We're in blue instead of that purple. So one of the exit strategies is on the break of the selling channel. So technically we're still in the selling channel. We adjusted to blue. We used purple for what we could for the time. Now we're in blue. So we're going to use blue. Um, Now, if they break purple, we're going to see if purple gets us to 70, 7502-ish, around here. I don't know that this purple's a thing. I'm just being preemptive. We're going to have to wait. I don't have enough data. I'm trying to get ahead of it for everybody. So any entries, if you're looking for puts, we're going to have to do, it's going to have to be something like this. Something like this we're going to have to wait for. We'll identify it. Don't worry. It's going to take a little bit of time. You see, there's a lot of liquidity at 72.16, right? We already knew that. No surprise. No surprise. Um, I think maybe we should use this purple instead. Not this one. This one. Well, we got to test to see if this one even gets us up here. Until then, we're in blue until we're not. All right, look. So here are the possibilities from here. This is only going to be on the 5-minute chart. So if it's going to be an aggressive sell, let's look for it to break the lick box, retest the lick box, and reject. If they want to grab more liquidity, look for a push up to around, I could have drawn this a little bit better, but probably 74.03-ish, and then the rejection. We're going to look for that. Otherwise, we're going to look for our calls. We got to test purple. I need to test purple first. If this one gets us up here, then we're going to use purple. And I'll identify it. Don't worry. Clean up the chart. We got about 3 minutes on this candle. All right, so blue broke. See, I'm not upset that I took my profit here because I know I wouldn't been okay with this. I wouldn't have been okay with this. If you're trading inside here, this is the risky part, okay? If you're trading inside here, this is risky. You notice I have this green and I have this red. All right, different story, right? So if you're trading inside here, this is on you. This is the scalp area. This is where you need to take your money. If we get past this, then we'll let it run a little bit. Hopefully I made that clear yesterday. So this purple's still holding up. Didn't really form yet. This one didn't form yet. I'm being a little preemptive. We'll see. This one didn't form yet. If you're looking for any quote unquote safety puts, it has to look like this. We need to break this red, retest this red, and reject this red. If you're trading inside here, that's on you. Here, look, let me show you. If you're trading in here, that's on you. If I overlay the 5 minute, no, it's okay. The 5 minute, that's just for Discord. I was gonna overlay, but you guys like to use the 1 minute for some reason. All right, I'll try to overlay it for you all, but you guys need to start learning how to use a 5 minute chart, or get comfortable with using it. So this and this are pretty much the same thing. So ideally, we like to see a push back up to here to grab liquidity for the push down. Ideally. Now, here's the thing. We got plenty of liquidity right here. This is plenty. This is plenty of liquidity. If it did want to, break down, this is also plenty. But ideally, we like to see it build a little higher, right? We want to see a pullback. We don't want to buy puts on the bottom. That's what we don't want to do. We don't want to buy puts down here. Unless you know something I don't, you don't want to buy puts in the bottom. I'm going to be quiet for a little bit. I'm still here. I'm just going to be quiet. Oh, wait. I think they might be doing... it's probably too early to say this, but maybe they're forming this little wedge right here. Maybe I see a little wedge right here forming. We'll see. I'm here. I'm just going to be quiet for a second. Okay, if you took this magenta here, protect this trade, right? Protect this trade. Let's see. We got 72.29. This is our way over our 30 cents. Excellent trade. Excellent trade. Here, let me clean up the chart just a bit. On that retest, look, for the down and then the flexion, look at the flexion. Look where the flexion is. I have the flexion at 73.67. It went up to 73.55. You got to forgive me. I'm off by a few cents here. I'm freehanding this stuff, folks. I'm off by a few cents. So you see the retrace back up to that level with this wick, and then the flexion, right? It's like this. Watch. See it? All I did was move over to the side. That's all I did. If I can't get it exactly on here, but I'm a few cents off. A few cents. Just don't overstay your welcome, okay? Just don't overstay your welcome. Follow your strategy, whichever one you're comfortable with. Okay? Okay. Hey. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. Remember, do not consider this financial advice. Trading stocks involve risks. The owner of the channel, the traders that appear on this broadcast, and their affiliate companies are not liable for any losses inflicted in relation to its content. If you somehow took a loss, you haven't been paying attention. Don't worry. I'm here. I'm here for you. There we go. Let's go. Protect your trade, right? You can't lose from here. If you follow the strategy, look, when I do this, come on now, you guys, you know what that means. Discord, y'all know what this means. When I do this right here, when I do this, we know what this means. I went over this yesterday. Oh my goodness. If you're new, welcome. You're home. You're home. And also, don't have FOMO. We do this every day. The home runs are gonna come. The home runs are gonna come. Let your exit strategy play out now. Look how beautiful. Look how beautiful this is. You can't make this is all live. I'm doing this live. Get out of my face. If you took this red with a break and retest, this little green retest, you're welcome. Look at this money. Look at the money we just printed. I can't even say that. YouTube doesn't like it, but it is what it is, as the kids say. Look at this. Okay. I still want to use this blue. I'm just going to give it secondary liquidity. I'm still going to use this blue. Look, that purple protected us, right? So I like this purple. The purple protected us. I was able to identify it. If you don't understand, we got something special here. This ain't for you. If you can't see what's happening right in front of your face, when I said we're going to use, if we get down to 72.16 from this magenta, we're going to use the magenta, right? I put the magenta. I would have liked a little bit more. However, I told everyone when I did this, I was like, this is plenty of liquidity. This is plenty. And not only did I say that this is plenty, I also said, I think I see this right here. I think I see that wedge. Look at the money look at the money we're printing. Oh my goodness. Every day. Every single day. Are you not entertained? There you go, Raul. Look at that. Look at the money we're printing. I'm not allowed to say that because they shadow banned me. The video yesterday only got 5 views, probably only from Discord. The video, because they gave me a new warning. Yesterday I got this brand new warning yesterday out of nowhere. Hold on, let me focus real quick. Give me 1 second, I'm gonna focus. Okay. Yeah, yesterday they sent me a new warning, so if you're on YouTube and you notice there's no music, there's a reason for that. And I'm gonna have to figure some other stuff out going forward, but we're gonna have to figure it out as we go. Today's been a good day. Today's been a very good day. We don't have to worry about our entries, right? We don't have to worry about that. We just got to stick to our strategy. If you're waiting for a more significant retest, wait for it. Oh, look at this money. This candle has about a minute left on it. Oh, wow. We had a great day. And here's the thing. If you made money today, you really need to start thinking about calling it a day, being happy with what we made. I'm sitting here because I know that, a lot of people still watching and all the, not a lot. There's probably like 10 people watching, but the point is there's people watching. And I know some of you guys like to try to soak every last dime out of this thing. Greedy. It's greed. It's gluttony. You need to get away from that. We need to be happy with what we made. Even if you stopped yourself out with $3, be happy with that $3, knowing that we have a bright future in front of us. Knowing that this takes time. It's not overnight. You're not going to feel comfortable with the trades. The candles are going to fool you. They're going to try to turn around and slap you in the face and keep going. Look at this money. Look at the money. Just follow the exit strategy that I give you, I give everyone the exit strategies. You got to take your time and do the work. You got to take your time and do the work. If you do that little bit, this gets a lot easier. A lot easier. And look, the more time went by, the more data we got. Because we were able to identify purple. Look how perfect rejection off purple. Look at, you didn't even really need that because I had the flexion already here. Now remember, I have to draw this exaggerated. I have to draw it exaggerated. 80% of the time, I'm spot on. Like, it'll follow exactly. But when it comes to the flexion, like the points of the turnaround, I'm pretty good. I'm pretty good. Look, we're still in blue in the 5, right? On the 5-minute chart, we're still in blue. We're still in blue on the 5-minute chart. So this is why I need the Discord to use the 5-minute chart. Use the 5-minute chart. It's very important you guys use the 5-minute chart because you're going to maximize. You're going to maximize with, oh my goodness, look at the money we just printed. Look at the money we're still printing. No one else is doing this. No one else is doing this on the internet. Nobody. They don't have the courage. They don't have the courage. They don't have the results. I don't blame them. I don't blame them. Ain't nobody doing this. Nobody. Show me who's doing it. Not with this level of clarity. It doesn't exist. I'm the only one. There can only be one. Highlander. If you don't know what that is, this is a pretty good show. Watch that junk. We need to revive Highlander. All right, let me think about my life. Let me think about what I'm gonna do with my life now. Hold on, I'm gonna adjust everything. Okay. Can't lose from here. We're good. I'm gonna try to be a little more. I'm probably gonna let the runners run a little bit this time. Oh man, we had a good day. We had a good look at this. Look at this. I don't know why I still get so happy. I still get so excited, like I'm a kid. It honestly feels kind of like Disney World. Every single time when you guys hear me doing my little shitty ass laugh, it feels like Disney World inside. Like when I'm a kid and I see and I feel the magic, I still get that feeling. And if you don't, something's wrong with you. Something's wrong with you. We need to have a talk. You need a hug. I'm a hugger. I'm a hugger. You just gotta take a shower first. Jones, I'm talking to you. I'm a hugger. You just gotta take a shower first, Jones. Oh, you got onion pits? Oh, son of a gun. Look at everybody. I love it. I love when everyone's doing this. I love it. But look, on choppy days, everybody hates me. Everybody hates me. The discourse crickets on choppy days. Or I think yesterday was a kind of easy day, but crickets, because maybe there's confusion. I hope I cleared up that confusion, and I hope I'm pretty sure. Obviously I did, so I'm glad. I'm glad we're here. We needed to have yesterday. That was the lesson we all needed. I needed it. I needed to know it too. I didn't know that everyone didn't understand that when I was doing certain things, I was telling you what needed to happen first. Now I get it. So now I'm going to be a little more clear. And, Jones, I want to thank you for holding me accountable. Thank you. Because if you weren't like very adamant about the point, I wouldn't have got it. Because I don't, I have a very linear way to think, which is not good, but I needed you to tell me that, Jones. So thank you. Thank you. Honestly, I honestly mean that. Because that's the only way I can get better. I can't get better at, trading. It's not going to get much better, but the only way I can get better at communicating with everybody. The only way is if everyone holds me accountable. Make sure you're getting what you pay for. Dang. This one took out my first set. I'm going to let the runners run, though. Come on, man. I was playing it too close. Hi. If they turn around and smack me, you know what? I'm not gonna be like that. I'm gonna be okay with whatever happens. But either way, we had a good day. We had a very good day. Very good day. We're all here for a reason. This is not an accident. You think about it. I am shadow banned like no one's business. If you somehow found my live streams or content, or if you came across a video and you clicked on it, it was interesting to you, that's not an accident. There are no accidents. We all made a conscious effort and decision to be here. Even if you didn't take a trade, if you're waiting, if you're paper trading, you should be excited for the future. And I'm not saying it's going to happen overnight. I'm not saying it's a get rich quick scheme. Don't get it twisted. What I am saying is at least you can see the trajectory. Okay, let me clean up the chart. Let's see how they react to this random ass red line I had here. Man, we had a good day. Let me clean up the chart. I'm gonna mark out this purple here. And if you think it's just a matter of connecting tops and bottoms, you're wrong. You're wrong, wrong, wrong. And if you're sitting here focusing on trying to make algorithms and instead of trying to make money, you're missing the point. You're missing the point. I think a lot of you out there trying to do the thing, and you're. I'm not saying you're wasting time, but let me do the heavy lifting now. Give yourself a little bit of time. You shouldn't be in here in a month or two trying to make algorithms. That's not a thing that we should be doing right now. That's what held me back. That's what held me back. Well, not really, because I had to learn it, but it takes time to learn it. So if you're not willing to take the time, and it's not going to be a month or two, let me tell you, it's not going to be that. It's not simply connecting tops and bottoms. If it was just like that, everyone would be goddamn rich. Everyone would be a genius. There would be the stock market would have no value. It would have no value because everyone would be doing it. Oh man, they're throttling. All right. If you're on YouTube, I don't know what they're doing. They're YouTube, they're throttling the all right, it's back up. They're on my end, it's going perfectly fine. But YouTube is throttling the stream. I don't know why. It's because I talk too much junk. I gotta stop saying that sort of stuff. They don't like when I say certain stuff, like it's easy or stuff like that. They start to throttle it. It runs fine in the Discord, but on YouTube on the stream, I can see when they do it. Okay, I'll be better. I gotta stop, but I get excited. I get excited. I like a kid. I'm telling you. All right, let's see what they got here. Let's see what they got. I wanted to see if they retested this red and rejected, so we're gonna see. We're gonna see. If we get above 73, let's see. We're gonna use the purple. We'll just use the purple. We don't have to think too much. We already got purple. We don't need to think. I just like to give people some type of idea, but the truth is it's probably purple. Because it could hit whatever I was gonna say and then chop around a bit right there. And then everyone's like, yeah, but you said this level, right? And then you didn't survive the chop, and then it goes, and then so instead of doing that, we'll just leave it at purple. So I don't want to sound confusing or what is it? Yeah, I don't want to sound confusing. Let's keep it simple. I'm gonna let this settle out. I'm gonna circulate some blood. I'll be right back. Do not overtrade, okay? I'll be right back. Just give me a second. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Let's see what we got. Let's see what we got. Let me go to the 5-minute. I'm going to clean up the chart just a bit. Let's see if we want to retest this lick box and then reject off the lick box, okay? Let's see if we retest it and reject it. This candle has, it's almost done. So we're going to start a new candle here shortly. All right, we're back inside the danger zone, okay? We're back inside the danger zone. Look here, watch. Watch. So for any upside, we want to look for this. Now now these paths are on a higher time frame, right? I've identified already the higher time frame. So whatever's on the screen right now is the answer. This is the answer. Whatever's on the screen right now. It has to be like that, right? It simply must. I'm not saying I don't know how much it's going to go, right? If we break the purple, I don't know how much, but we know what needs to happen. Because guess what? If it doesn't, that means you're just stuck in chop. And we don't need to be involved in chop, right? Very simple. Very simple. Let me do a little bit of work. I'm still here. I'm just going to be quiet for a little bit. I'm still sitting right here. Just let me do some work. Give me 1 second. All right, we got about a minute, a little over a minute on this candle, 120. I recommend you use this, use the, what do you call it? Use the 5-minute chart. I'm telling you to use a 5-minute chart because on the 1-minute chart, it may look like this. Watch. Like this, like this, like this, like this, and then like this. So I'm telling you to use the, or Let me make that a little bit better. I'll make it a little more clear. On the 1 minute chart, it could look like this. And then this drawdown, you may not be comfortable with. So use the 5 minute chart. But as of now, we're still in the purple. From this point here, we need to see some confluence. You know what? Let's check higher time frame really quick. Okay, we need another week bull cycle on the 5. We need another week bull in order for continuation down. I highly recommend use the 5 minute chart. $30 minutes below the water. It's showing some weakness, but it's got a little bit of room. So when I'm saying it's showing weakness to the downside, but it still has a little bit of room for more downside, but it's going to be, because it's weak, it is going to be choppy and difficult. So we don't know if it's going to actually, if the legs are going to spread open, or if we're going to start a bull cycle. So we need to wait for some type of confirmation. We need some type of confluence here. This is where we wait for confluence, okay? Now the magenta seems to be holding up on our 1 minute chart. I still recommend using the 5 minute chart though. Now look, if we don't get 100% of the move, we got to be okay with that, right? We got to be okay with that. We'll get something. And as long as you play it properly, the way you're supposed to, you'll get something. And then when you scale those contracts, that something will be, you know, a little bit more and a little bit more as time goes on. And then you show up to work with a joint in your mouth. You're like, you know what? Remember that time you stole my yogurt from the fridge, Dan? I'm out of here. Who's with me? Look at Raul. Raul's the one stealing yogurt. Raul's the yogurt stealer. I already know. Or you ever seen someone that goes inside that takes the Tupperware? Like, bro, why would you see a Tupperware? Why are you going inside a Tupperware? That's crazy. I've seen that before. I've seen it. All right, so we have a few wicks here. We got a few wicks. The wicks, you know, indicate maybe there's some downward pressure, but we don't want to get overconfident with these wicks because we know there's a lot of liquidity built up right here. What is this? Right here in this magenta. Damn, I'm getting old. Don't get old. Do not get old. It's not worth it. Still got a minute on this candle. This 30-minute candle has 10 minutes left on it. I'm going to mark out lower day. I'm going to mark out lower day because we know where it's going to get. I mean, technically, I already marked it out with the lick box, but whatever. Here we go. You see why I'm telling you? Use the 5-minute chart because it's going to get a little hectic up in here. Let's see what they got. I almost want to stay on the 5-minute, but YouTube, you got to join the Discord. That's what it is. You got to join the Discord. YouTube and TikTok and all the rest is going to be better for you. It's more beneficial. If I have to force you into doing the right thing for yourself, that's what I got to do. So here's the thing. I'm not your dad. When I beat you, I'm not going to feel bad about it. when I spank you, I'm not going to feel bad. I'm not your dad. Still comfortably in this purple, okay? All right, now we're dancing on what is this? On why can I never remember the word magenta? I can never remember this word. I need to come up with a new word. By the way, someone stole my tow hook from the back of my truck the other day. I don't know when they did it, but it had to be somewhat recent. They stole my tow hook. You know, the D-ring? They stole the D-ring off the back of my truck. What? What kind of person? It's like a, I don't know, maybe $13 or something like that. They stole a $13 D-ring off the back of my truck. Why? I probably would have given it to you if you had asked me nice enough. They stole a 13, well, no, mine was probably $26. But either way, it doesn't matter. They stole a D-ring, you know, just in case if I get stuck, I need to tow myself out. They stole it off the back of my truck. Who does that? And I don't even live in a bad neighborhood. I don't live in a bad neighborhood. I don't even know. I don't know if it was here or I don't know where it happened, but if they're so brazen to do it right in front of my house like that. Look, do you see why I told you to use the 5-minute chart? This is why I told you to use the 5-minute chart. It's going to be easier. We got 6 minutes left on this 30-minute candle. Okay. Solitaire? That sounds very raunchy. That sounds very raunchy. What do you mean by that? Explain. Please explain. Explain yourself, sir. Oh my goodness. 3K? Listen, 3K is a case waiting to happen. 3K is a lawsuit waiting to happen. And she's about to drop some interesting stuff. Whenever she's ready, we're gonna promote that. Whenever she's ready. But it's gonna be interesting. Especially if you're in Texas. Especially if you're in Texas. It's gonna be very interesting what 3K's got in store for everybody. Look how it's dancing right on here. See how it's dancing? Let it happen. Let whatever needs to happen happen. I told you on the 1 minute it's gonna look, it's gonna be a little shaky. I'm here. I'm just being quiet. We got about almost a little over 2 minutes on this candle. Remember, all these paths, or excuse me, this one right here and this one right here, they're still valid. Let me put this one and this one is still valid because I'm trying to overlay a higher time frame, right? I have to overlay the higher time frame because now I can do that, right? We got data. We can't stay hyper focused on the 1 minute chart. It's not a thing. That's what I'm telling you. Use the 5 minute chart. Allow what needs to happen to happen. This is the value of the 5 minute chart. This is the value right here, the 5 minute chart. You see it. And if you're on YouTube trying to trade, it's going to be difficult. I'm not saying it's impossible. It's going to be very difficult. All right, now they're testing this purple. Let's see what they want to do on this purple. All right, retesting the lick box. Let's see what they want to do. On the 5 minute in Discord, we need to wait a little bit for this. I need to wait just a little bit. I'm being preemptive here. It's not exactly clear yet. Look, if you're taking this purple, you know you got to scalp it, right? You know you have to scalp it if you're taking this purple. So if they want to have continuation to the downside, look for the push down, the 2 green, and then some more red. Now I got this 50-50 up here for a reason. Do you see how this 5 minute chart is basically save the day? Well, not save the day, but we got to use a 5-minute chart. There's a reason for it. That's all I'm saying. Let's see if this is, we'll mark it as secondary liquidity. I'm going to clean up the chart just a bit. If you're looking for quote unquote safety, it's got to be under. Let me. I'm gonna take this away. We already used it. I'll leave it, but I'll take it away. It doesn't need to be here. If we're looking for quote unquote safety, it has to be on a BRR underneath 69. What is this? 69.63. Now look, think about this. The market had. Look at this significant move. Look at the significant move that I had. So if they want to settle out here, that wouldn't be unreasonable, right? If they chop around, look, it's 11. We had our AM. It's 11. Maybe compression time. So maybe it's time to sit on our hands. If you feel the need to trade, you know you have to play by the rules, right? If you took this purple, you have to chase this and protect your trade. Now you can protect the trade if you took purple. We've already identified the risk, right? We've already identified the risk. This magenta, perfect. Absolutely perfect. If we get above 7402 and make it support, we got to start looking the other way. Which is right up here somewhere. So if you're looking for an entry, you got to allow it to retrace a bit, right? It needs to form support pretty much whatever I have here, it needs to look like this. If you took this purple here, you should be chasing this. Look, if it takes off and shoots off from here, my bad. My bad. But I'm just trying to explain what an ideal setup should look like. That's all I can do. We're almost back at market open. We're like 50 cents away from market open. All right. Does the Discord understand why I said you got to be careful with this magenta right here? You got to be careful with this one right here. This is why. Everything I'm saying happened. Everything I drew happened. We only had one direction from this point here. Now, how you played it, that's on you. But we only had one direction. I'm telling you, on the break of this purple, protect the trade. Now here, we're at the 50-50. We want to see if they're going to break, retest, and then reject. If they were just to shoot off from here, my bad. My bad. But that didn't happen, right? So now they're giving us a chance to see. Now they're giving us a chance. Now they're telling us what we need to know. We're protecting against either the stop hunt for the continuation down, or if they're going to grab liquidity from whatever this box is right here and then continue up. I'm here. I'm just being quiet. We're watching together. Okay, if you took this purple, you got to protect your trade. Trade protected, right? If you took this purple here, you have to protect your trade now. A little bit. Let's see what they got. Okay. A little bit more would be nice. All right, we can call this one. Is a good trade, right? From 74. Look, when I said if they make 7402 support, that happened right here. Bang. Look at the money. Look at the money. Look. Man, I got to pay this guy overtime. I got to pay this guy overtime. Here we go. Just don't overstay your welcome, okay? Be okay with whatever the money is. Look at the money we just printed. I told you if 7402 becomes support, that was right here. That was right here. On the break, the retest of the lick box. Come on now. Come on now. Look at the money. Let's see how much. Don't get greedy, okay? Just don't get greedy. This is good money. Even if you get stopped right here, this is good money. This is good money. You know, the entry was on 7403. Oh, you can say 7402, whatever. To 7568. This is good money. We have to be realistic with our expectations. We have to be realistic with our risk tolerance. I say take the money when they give it to you. That's what I say. We're getting too overbought now, so think about that as well. A little bit more would be nice. A little bit more would be nice. Okay, there we go. Oh my goodness. Look, you couldn't ask for a better day. You simply can't. You know, if you are asking for a better day, you're greedy. You're greedy. Look at this money. I mean, look at the short-term financial success we're having. Remember, do not consider this financial advice. Trading stocks involve risk. The owner of the channel, the traders that appear in the broadcast, and their affiliate companies are not liable for any loss inflicted in relation to its content. Once you're done reading that, you got to go to the website, livespytrading.com. I'll get you sorted. It's not a matter of if, but when. This is just math. It's simple math. I've already identified the higher time frame. You didn't even have to think. You didn't look at the money we're printing right now. Look at this money. That's why you can't use indicators. I am the indicator. You can't use indicators. I'm telling you what's going to happen before it happens. Before, not after. I don't show up after the fact saying, oh, look at this. Look what we did. I'm doing it before, in real time. Tell me I'm lying. There we go. Oh my goodness. All right, now I got to tighten up my stop. Give me a second. All right, whatever happens from here happens. We can't lose. All right. We had a good day, huh? We had a good day. If you're new, welcome. Welcome. Now, don't feel FOMO because everyone else or you hear me. Just understand that your time is coming. It's going to take you time. This is not a get rich quick scheme. But if you can't see what's happening right in front of your face, then we need to have a talk. And it's okay. DM me. Talk to the OGs. They have the purple name. What do you call it? Their names are purple. Talk to them. They know what I'm talking about. Look at this. I mean, we simply had a phenomenal day. You couldn't ask for a better day. Oh, wow. This is probably the time where I need to get up and walk away. You know what? I'm going to do that. I'm going to get up. I'm going to walk away. I'll be right back. Don't overtrade. Do not overtrade. This is something I need to do for myself. I have to do this sometimes. Do not overtrade. I'm going to be right back. Okay, I survived. I survived. I did what I wanted to do. Look at the money we're printing now. Look at the money we're printing right now. I'm doing it with you. We're doing this together. Remember, do not consider this financial advice. Trading stocks involve risk. Don't order the channel. The traders that appear in the broadcast and affiliate companies are not liable for any loss inflicted in relation to its content. Damn near impossible to lose today, but it happens sometimes. I don't know how, but it happens. If you're not in this Discord, that's probably why. If you took a loss, it's because you're not in my Discord. Because the answers are on the screen. All the answers are on the screen. Look at the money we just printed. Let's go. Now I can adjust, right? Now I can adjust. Now I have, look at the money we're printing right now. Look at this money. Money. Where's the money? Oh my goodness. It's, look at the, come on now. Okay, I gotta stop cheering. I gotta act like this is, I gotta act like I'm, like this is difficult. This is very difficult. Let me tell you. Let me tell y'all. This is very difficult stuff. Trading stocks involve risk. That's what they want me to say. They want me to tell you that it's risky. So let me go ahead and do that. Ever since the AI overlord started taking over YouTube, they've been really tough on me. Really tough. If you somehow found this, lucky. No, I'm just kidding. Thank you for being here and going through this with me. But we had an absolutely phenomenal day. We are 100%. 100%. I mean, we do this every day. No surprise here. Look at the money we're printing. Look at the money. I hope everyone took their profit and left. Oh, I don't think I'm going to take any more trades for the day. I don't need to. I'm just going to let this play out. Whatever happens, happens. We can't lose from here, right? We can't lose from here. I had to get up and walk away because normally this type of stuff would shake me out. But, you know, stuck to my guns. We stuck to the strategy. That's all we did. We just stuck to the strategy. Nothing different. The strategies all listed on the videos, on the what do you call it? In the lessons. Nothing new here, folks. Man, I'd like to hold till 77.11, but I don't know if I'm going to. Don't know if I'm going to. I don't want to survive any drawdown, so I'm gonna let me adjust. Okay. Well, hold on. All right, let's go. We had a good day today. We had a very good day. You know what's insane? There's only like 7 people watching. How? Or no, 10. 10 people. How? How's that possible? We're the best on the internet and only 10 people. You know what? Good for those 10 people. Good for you. Good for you all. Good for you all. If you're watching, you did the right thing. You did the right thing. And if the Discord, if you followed my instruction on to wait for this magenta here, you did the right thing. You did the absolute right thing. We identified the purple, right? We identified the purple. We identified the purple. Very simple. Let me not say that. This is not simple. This is very difficult. That's what they want me to tell you. This is very difficult. Now I just can't get greedy here. I just can't get greedy. And we'll be all right. We're doing this together. I'm taking the same trades you are. I'm telling you what to watch out for. Be careful with this one, right? Be careful with this one. Use the 5-minute chart. Only the Discord has access to the 5-minute chart. Here's the purple. This is, I can't be any more clear. I can't be any more clear. And if this one wasn't good enough for you, then you had this one, right? Both of them winners. Winners. Both of them winner chicken dinner. Now you just let the winner win. It's just math. This is simple math. That's why I don't understand why. I mean, I get it. I get it because the red candles scare everybody out, but this is math. I've already done all the work. You don't need to think too much. You really don't need to think too much. If you can understand break of whatever color, and if you can understand what I'm saying, all right, the risk is right here. Hold up. This is our best bet. Wait for this entry. We don't have to get 100% of the move. What I mean by we don't have to get 100% is we didn't get it from all the way down here at 669.63, right? We had to wait for either this purple here or this purple here. So we didn't get 100%, but I told you, we're going to get something. We're going to get something. And if we didn't see a rejection right here at this 50-50 inside this lick box, then we knew what was up. We knew what was up. This is just math. This is about to take out my first set. I'm going to give it a little bit of space. I'm going to give it a little bit of space. This is going to, if this goes below pretty much this dot, it's hard to translate the contract value to the actual stock price. Because there's, there's data, there's theta and delta involved. So it's not going to be an exact match 1-for-1, but I know what I need to do. All right. This one took out my first set of contracts. Now, I'm probably going to tighten up the runners just a bit because I don't want to survive any significant drawdown. Yeah. So, but look, with enough contracts, even this move right here, which this is a great move even on single contract. This is three-figure move on single contracts right here. This is 3 figures for the day. This is 3 figures for the day. This is probably really close to 3 figures for the day, depending on your delta. This is, I'm telling y'all, I only do it every day. I only do this every day. So if every day is not enough data, then I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to do. Now I got to figure out my life. Now I got to figure out my life. Got me. It's okay. We had a good trade. With that many contracts, we did all right. All right, now we wait for the next setup. No big deal. Now, I'm probably not going to take any more trades. I've already hit my 3 trade limit, so I don't need to trade anymore, but I'm still going to be here charting, so we're going to let this play out, but when I drew this path right here, the arrow ended up here, but look where the line ended. The actual line ended exactly on target. Exactly on target. I can't get much better than this. I don't know anyone who's doing this, so if you know somebody, I need to join their Discord. If you know somebody doing better than me, you need to send me their way. I'll join. I will join. Okay, I'm gonna let this settle out. We're gonna let the market do what it does. I'm gonna be here. I'm gonna be quiet. Give me a second. Let me All right, on a 30-minute, we need to watch out for this. So we may see if they really want to dig deep down to here. If not, right here. So this is on our 30-minute chart. If you don't have access to the 30-minute chart, sucks to suck. Let me do some work. I'm going to be quiet. I'm still here. See, I wasn't comfortable with it. See, you know what? I did fine. I'm not going to complain. We did fine. I knew I wanted to hold till I just wasn't willing to draw down all the way to. I knew 77.11 was most likely the target. I'm just not willing to. I wasn't willing for this drawdown, especially not when I already made all this goddamn money. Not willing to hold that long, especially if I don't have to. Let me all right, let me do some work. I'm still here. I'm just going to, what do you call it? Let me do work. I'll be right back. I'm still here. This is why I told everyone, if you're looking for any more downside, it has to be underneath 69.63 on a break and retest. It simply had to be. That's what the math says. Yeah, I wasn't willing to hold for this drawdown. I was chasing it too close. Here goes the second bite at the apple. And then now, let's see if they hit, what is it? 77.11. But all in all, we had a good day. I think 100% is a pretty solid day. Now I know some of you, you guys can hold through this type of stuff, and that's good. That's good. I'll get better at it. I'm actually getting better. I'm actually getting a lot better at holding through the drawdown. But I know there's a certain amount of drawdown I'm just not willing to deal with. Especially if I'm already in profit. Like, why deal with it if I already made money? And that's what I'm talking about. We can't be greedy, because the greed is going to lead to FOMO. Or, it is a form of, FOMO is a form of greed. And that's when the market's going to wreck you. When you just leave your stop, when you leave your stop and you don't even adjust, you're not collecting as time moves on, or you don't give it enough space to breathe. When you're being greedy, it's going to work against you. And God don't like that. God does not like greedy. Because I've been greedy. So I can tell you from experience, it doesn't work. It does not work. But middle of lunchtime, expect a little bit of chop, expect some compression, right? So if it's an annoying grind in a certain direction, expect that at this point. When I'm saying annoying grind, I mean exactly kind of like what you're seeing, like this, right? It may do this, it may do this. So we're at that time. Remember, during intraday, there is a life cycle. There's a life cycle, meaning we have our morning session that gives us a lot of volatility, and that gives us our movement. And then we get to the afternoon session, where it kind of likes to, maybe grind in a certain direction, something like that. And it can be annoying when you get to the afternoon, and then later on, I call this the compression, and then later on, they have the moves again. They figure out what they want to do. Or the liquidity is built up. So this is just the life cycle of the market. I'm not saying it is going to happen. They could have, significant movement right now. I'm just saying, based on a balance of probabilities, from what I've seen over the years, this is how it works. And if you're not willing to go through the annoying grind, then you got to be comfortable with not being greedy and taking your profit. We identified the perfect entries. Already identified. So again, we don't have to worry about our entries. All we need to do is worry that, when we get slapped in the face, that we're able to be comfortable in the uncomfortable scenario. Be comfortable in the very uncomfortable scenario. If you can do that, you'll be fine. But that takes time. Not a get rich quick scheme. I want to emphasize that. This is not a get rich quick scheme. This is going to take you time. Even though you know exactly what's going to happen or what should happen, the red candles are going to scare you, just like it did me right here. Just like it did me. The red candles are going to scare you. So that's normal. It's just going to take you a little bit of time. So what I've done to mitigate or to maximize my efficiency, I just, which is, it's taking me time to get there too, but I use more contracts because there's more than one way to skin a cat. You don't have to get 100% of a move. You can still get a decent payday, a regular steady paycheck, probably better than the average bear. You can still get a steady paycheck with less risk. It's very possible. You just have to stick to the strategy. I know I say the same thing all the time, but I have to keep repeating it because the stock market is just patterns. Once you learn the pattern, it gets a lot easier. It gets a lot easier. Now there's some people that they join for like 5 or 10 minutes and they're like, this is boring. And then they leave. It's not for you. It's not for you. What do we spend from 9 to 11? So we spent a couple hours. I'm willing to believe some of us did better than doctors. I'm willing to believe we did better than a doctor today, better than an engineer. And apparently we did better than the pool guy. My pool guy charges $350 an hour. What the hell? $350 an hour. What the damn? Oh, and I got my washer coming in. So when the washer comes in, it'll be here in a little bit. I'm probably going to have to, I'll cut the live stream, but I'll still be in the background on the Discord. But I'm going to have to cut the live stream. Maybe I can keep them both going. But I kind of like to cut the live stream just to keep it exclusive to the Discord because, we still run play. When everyone thinks that I get off the live stream, I'm still there. I'm still, I'm still working. We're still putting in work. See, this type of stuff, I'm not willing to deal with this, right? So when I took my profit, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with taking profit. Nothing wrong with making money. Even if it's $3, I've been a $3 hauler so many days. So many trades, I'm a $3 hauler. And, at least I don't lose. I'd rather make $3 positive than 300 negative. And if I need to get back in, I'll get back in. Especially when I said, if we form support at 7402, that was pretty spot on. Pretty spot on. I think 7402 is right here on this. Yeah, right here on this candle, right here on this wick somewhere. I told everybody what to do right here. Now look. Let's see if they get to 7711. They want it. They want it. Let's see if they get to 7711. All right, look, if they make it to 77.11, here's the next play. I'm actually going to leave this for the Discord, so this is just for y'all. This is just for y'all. Here are your call scenarios, okay? These are your call scenarios. It has to be something like this. This may need to be like this. We'll do this. Just for a little safety. So if it doesn't hit 77.11 and retrace, and if it wants to keep going, then our next entry is going to look something like this. If they want to continue up. All right, 77.11 hit. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to, even though I knew, I just, I'll get better. I promise. I'll get better. Amazing. Good job, Solitaire. Solitaire, I know you, I'm glad you actually, you showed up for a little bit and then you're like, you know what? I don't think I could. And then you showed up again. And I'm really glad you stuck with it, man. I'm really glad you stuck with it. And now, I see that you're a lot more consistent. And I think you see finally the consistency in your trading. I think you're seeing the consistency in your trading. And I'm happy you did it, man. I'm glad for you. Because I know it takes a lot of courage. It takes courage to, listen to some random voice on the other side of the screen telling you what to do with your money. I get it. But and I'm honored that you gave me that respect, and I respect you equal, just the same, man. And I'm happy for you. I'm happy you're doing it. I know there's a little hesitation at first. I think your timing. I think you had issue with timing, but I think you knew you wanted it, and you showed it. You proved yourself, and I'm not gonna say you did the right thing as if I'm your keeper, but I just think you see the benefit of sticking with it, right? I think you see the benefit of sticking with it, and I'm happy you did, man. Good for you. You deserve it. You deserve it. You worked for it. You worked for it for sure. I'm going to make a secondary liquidity right here. Oh, come on now. I'm going to do a little bit of recap for people just maybe just watching. This morning, we identified the magenta. The magenta hit big. Right? We identified the magenta. The magenta hit big. At this time here, I warned the Discord specifically, don't use the 1 minute chart. Don't use the 1 minute chart on the break of this magenta. Rewind the tape. I specifically said, don't use it. It's going to look rocky here. It's going to give you false signals here. Use the 5 minute chart. And we see the perfect rejection off of where? The magenta. We identified the entry on purple. Technically I probably should still have one here because I said it, but whatever. I think this one was the safer one. We took this one. This one was absolute winner. Absolute winner. You couldn't ask for anything better. Now we just gotta let it play out. We should be in exit strategy. There's actually confluence here. So if you're in the Discord, I would like to know, pop quiz, what's the confluence right here? Here, I'll circle it. Pop quiz, homework. This is your homework for today. What is the confluence that we need to be looking for? Which I specified we need to be looking for confluence at this time. So if you can identify it, hit me in the DM. Don't give the answers out. hit me with the DM. I want to know what the confluence is here that gave us some confidence in our trade. So look, if you're looking for any more longs, let me see how many. 28 seconds on this kit. You got to hold tight. You don't want to buy at the top. You at least got to wait for a pullback exactly as I have here or as I have here. It's got to be one of them. One or the other. Also, we identified the perfect entry. Look at the 50-50 right here. The perfect entry. But we had a pretty easy day. Let me not say easy. Do not consider this financial advice. Trading stocks involve risk. On the channel, the traders that appear in the broadcast and their affiliate companies are not liable for any loss inflicted in relation to its content. But once you're done reading that, go to livespytrading.com. I'll get you sorted out. And, I hope everyone sees the value of this 5-minute chart. I hope everyone sees it. I actually updated the 5-minute with the purple here to give us our entry on here. And I warned everyone, if you took this trade, you got to chase it because our 50-50 was here. It just so happened to break through. So then that means you're adjusting your stop, right? We made it from level to level. This is what we talked about yesterday. Ad nauseum, maybe to the chagrin of some of the traders, but I think it's a really good exercise that we had yesterday. We needed to have that day yesterday. We needed that because I think it made today. Personally, I think it made it easier. Personally, I could be wrong, but if not, I need you all to hold me accountable and tell me. Don't let me just sit here thinking everything's sweet and then everyone's sitting there with a sad face on. I need to know. So today, I literally couldn't do any better. I don't think anyone could have done any better. Like, this is precision. It doesn't get any better than this. Simply doesn't. The algos were respected today, so we weren't worried about. Not we weren't worried about, but we didn't have to encounter chop. The algos were respected. We identified the algorithms very early on, very, very early, very early. It's almost too easy, but I'm not supposed to say that, so I'm not going to. Yeah, let whatever needs to happen from here, okay? You don't want to buy calls at the top. We need to allow something to happen. We need to get people stopped out before there's continuation. And then on this continuation, if there's continuation, you have to not be greedy and take profit when you can, okay? Because it's going to get hectic. You see the volatility coming in now. You see the volatility coming in. Remember that annoying grind in a direction we were talking about? Look, this is it. It's the annoying grind. It's not going to just stack and stack and stack like how it was. We got to understand the life cycle of the market. The life cycle meaning we have our morning session, we have our afternoon compression, which could be an annoying grind in whatever direction. And then at the end of the day, they're going to pull the rug on you, right? They're going to pull the rug. Earlier today, we also had a very beautiful Red Ranger here. That was an absolute blockbuster winner. Blockbuster, that's a video store that doesn't exist anymore. But we did good today. We did really good. And we could do it every day, so don't feel FOMO now. Because we do this every single day. Do not feel FOMO now. Now's not the time for that. Don't start thinking, oh, I can make a quick buck. Stop that. We've done the work. And if you didn't do the work, then you do the mental exercise, right? The mental exercise of getting in those lessons. Understand what the risks are. Understand what I'm saying. Understand when I did this earlier today, what this means. Understand what that means. Understand what the entries are for calls or what the entries are for puts whenever you see this. I know we went over it yesterday, but if you didn't get a chance, you need to do that little bit of homework so you understand what I'm talking about. Because I speak not, I don't really use probably the proper language for stock trading. I got my own stuff going on here, but I don't think it needs to be that complicated, if I'm being honest, even though I'm not supposed to say that. This is my own personal belief. And maybe, and I probably make it look easy, and I hear that all the time, but I personally don't think it's that complicated. It can only go one of two directions. It can go three directions, up, down, or sideways, but mainly up or down. Mainly up or down. We were able to extract every single dime out of this market today. We got every single dime. If you did better than me, I got a little iffy right here, but I took my profit, right? I can't be upset with that. I took my profit. Well, I got stopped out here. I went back in here. Bang. No big deal, right? I didn't take this one, but I did take this one. The reason I didn't take this one was because, I wasn't sure if we were going to reject back inside this liquidity box, and this one red candle scared me out a bit, if I'm being honest. Once we got up here, I'm like, okay, got it. Easy. This is now the more data we get, the easier it gets. It just gets easier with the more data. However, with more data means now we have to wait longer for the plays to set up. That's what that means. More data, more waiting. If you're not willing to wait for that time, the market's open for what, 6 hours a day, 7 hours a day, something like that. If you're not willing to wait for that time, this ain't for you. Or you're more of a scalp type trader, get in, get out. And, at a certain time, my setups are not geared towards that type of trading. I'm being honest. If I'm being honest, that's just what it is. My setups are not geared towards that type of trading. I could probably make this better. So if you took any calls from this point here, whenever I drew this, you need to start thinking about chasing this, right? Because we're coming up to a key level. We're coming up to a flexion point. So you need to start thinking about chasing it or adjusting your stop. If you got in at the top and you're still in this play right here that I drew right here, you need to start adjusting your stops, okay? We're at key level. I'm not telling you to stop yourself out. I'm telling you to be reasonable. I'm just going to slide this over a bit, because this is still on the table. This right here is still on the table. Until we get this one is still on the table. Okay, I'm going to let this settle out a bit. If you're in the Discord, if you're a Discord member, you have access to the 5-minute chart. Okay? The plays are already on the screen. They're already here, watch. Bang. All the plays, calls and puts are on the screen already. So you actually really don't need me for the rest of the day, but I know you feel comfortable with me or you like my company. Some of you motherfuckers hate me. A lot of people on the internet they just don't like my personality, and I get it. A lot of people in real life don't like my personality too. If I'm being honest. I'm not a likable person, but I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. Because God said likability ain't for everybody. It's not for everybody. And I probably don't have that likability factor. And I strongly believe that because there's some garbage ass traders on the internet with hundreds and thousands of people viewing. I only got like 10. 10. Like, it just shows you can be 100% perfect and 10 people are like Cool story, bro. Which is fine. Like, I'm okay with that. I'm doing it for everybody. If it was just me, it would be way easier for me to trade if it was just me by myself in my robe and Gucci flip flops. Way easier. I like Gucci flip flops, by the way. I don't know why. Oh, you know why? Because there was a song. I like the song, and I'm like, I want some Gucci flip flops because I have a easily malleable mind. I need to get over that. Anyways, look, all the plays already on the screen. They're already on the screen. The setups are already on the screen. I need to get up and circulate blood. I got a bad heart, so I have to circulate my blood every now and again. I can kind of feel when I need to. So now it's coming to that time. Just give me a minute. Don't overtrade. I'll be right back. Okay? Give me a minute. Okay, I'm back. Let's see what we got. Let's see what we got. All right, Discord, pay attention, okay? Pay attention. We got 1 minute on this candle, minute and 16. All right, let me explain what this means, just in case you're new. The entry for calls, we need to see this, and this, right? So this would be your best bet for calls. The entry for puts from this point right here would be ideal on the break of this magenta right here, which is why it's highlighted with a 2. So if you're taking it from here, this is your own risk, okay? If you're taking puts from here, this is your own risk. If you're taking it on the break of this magenta here, this is your own risk, because I've drawn out what the path is. So the ideal entry for calls would be either here or here. The ideal for puts, if you're on the spot, would have been on the rejection of the key level, as I said. Watch out for the rejection of the key level. Or if we break this one right, break this magenta here, okay? So there, I can't be any more clear than that. because we still we're below. Hold on, let me look. Yeah, we're high above the water. We're still high above the water here. Notice, look at the volume. Let me look at the volume. Volume completely died off. Dead. However, we expected this, right? We knew it's going to be an annoying grind in whatever direction. We knew it had to be an annoying grind because the stock market has a life cycle. We have our morning session, then we have our afternoon compression, and then at the end of the day, they're going to smack you in the face. They're going to smack you in the face and do something else. Let's see if we can look on the break of this purple. You got to be careful because key levels right here. Got to be careful because the key level's right here. We'd prefer a deeper pullback. That's what we prefer. Or we prefer to break certain liquidity, like right here, to break this liquidity, retest, and reject off of it. So from here is going to be risky if you're looking for calls. Now, if you just know somehow that the stock market is going to go in an upward trajectory, then you have secrets that I don't. And I need to be in your Discord. But if you're understanding the risk right now, from here to here, you got to measure risk to reward. Here, let's mark out the high a day. Right here. I'm going to highlight it with a 2. You got to measure your risk to reward. You got to see if it's worth it. It still hasn't even broke, right? The purple still hasn't broke. This is the annoying grind we have to deal with now. So wait for there to be movement. Wait for the thing to happen. This is still in play. Both of these are still in play. Right? They're both still in play. It needs to... Whatever I have on the screen, all of that needs to happen first. All of that needs to happen. If you're playing the game in here, that's on you. I'm telling you where the ideal puts would be, and what the risk is. If you're in puts here, I'm telling you what the risk is. I'm showing you what the risk is for puts here. Now look, we're in an uptrend, right? And we're in an uptrend. So you don't want to fight the trend too much. If we get below probably 73.94, then we'll look the other way. If we get below here, let me mark it out. What did I say? 73.94. If we get below this, we're going to look the other way. Okay, I had actually already had this marked out. I didn't realize it, so yeah, let's see if we get comfortably inside this lick box. Which would probably be a break, retest, and a reject. So we gotta wait for all this to happen. Same thing right here. We gotta wait for all this to happen. Nothing's changed. Still the same setup. So look, on the break of this purple, technically that's our 30 cents, right? This is a 30-cent win, but you got to deal with high a day now. Here's the liquidity we got to deal with. So if you're being greedy and you're not chasing this, you probably need to chase it. I'm not saying to stop yourself out. I'm saying to don't get greedy. That's all I'm saying. That's what I'm talking about. All of this must happen. All of it must happen. It's math. You don't even have to think about it. Just allow this to happen. Allow this whatever I'm drawing on the screen, it all needs to happen. Nothing's changed. Remember, we're looking at this from a higher time frame point of view, but we're trying to translate it onto a 1 minute chart or a 5 minute chart. All right, so they knocked on the door one time, two times. Let's see if they're gonna knock a third time. They're knocking on this door. Let's see what they want to do. If you took this purple, here's your second bite at the apple. Now you need to adjust your stop. Now you need to adjust your stop, okay? Here's your second bite at the apple. They're not going to give you that many more bites at the apple. Just follow whatever the exit strategy is. Okay? Let's see if they break through. I'm telling you, all the answers to the test are on the screen. It's already on the screen. You don't really need to think that hard. You don't need to be nervous. Your armpits don't need to be sweaty. You don't need to bite your toenails anymore. It's already on the screen. You have to allow the thing to happen. We'll know when it happens. I'm here. I'm just being quiet. All right, let's see if they want to. If they want to continue down, let's look for this. And then again, you can't overstay your welcome, even if it does do this. Because we have to watch out for this. We still have to watch out for this. It's still a thing. If you're annoyed by me constantly dragging the screen around, you got to join the Discord. When you're in the Discord, you have access to the charts. You don't have to worry about me dragging it around. You can manipulate the charts as you wish. The only thing you can't do is modify the chart. So look, if you took the break of this magenta, then it's you, let's say you took the trade, you put your stop above the last high, you let the winner win, second bite at the apple, whatever it is. Same thing over and over. If you took the break of purple, you know you have to chase this to key level. You already know you needed to chase this to key level. That was, I'm not going to say easy, but I have it highlighted with a 2 with a break and retest for a reason. That's not for my health. Okay, here's the annoying grind in a direction. Annoying grind. We already knew this was going to happen. It's exactly when it should be happening. There's no surprise here. You just have to wait for the proper setup or wait for the proper setup. If you're not willing to wait for the setup, then there's nothing I can do. Because no one knows what's going to happen. We have to allow certain things to happen. Certain things need to happen for the stock market to make a move in a direction. Certain things just have to happen. Let's put secondary liquidity here. Now you know what I'm saying. Wait for the break and retest. If it shoots off without you, my bad. Or without us, my bad. But it's our best bet just to wait for this. We had to wait for this. And I'm not saying it's not going to shoot up from here. What I am saying is our best bet. We may not get 100% of the move, but we'll get something as long as we allow the thing to do what it needs to do. We have to allow it. We can't be too preemptive and have bias. Let the market do what it needs to do. Once the orders settle out, then we'll know. Then we'll know. It'll be clear. It'll be very obvious. It'll be very obvious, very obvious, very obvious, very clear. From this point here, we already identified, watch. We identified all the risk right here. We knew this is the chop. And I went through and specified what the entries were. Now, if you're not willing to wait that long, or if you're going to let the one candle dictate how you trade, you need to reevaluate. You need to reevaluate. Do you see how there's nothing really to do in here? There's nothing to do in here. We need to let them figure it out. Let them figure this out. We know our put entries, our best bet, somewhere over here. Somewhere over here is our best bet for put entries. We know our call entries have to be on a break and retest of this level, and or if we get down here on a rejection down here somewhere. That's what it's got to be. So I definitely said this a long time ago. We just have to let it happen. I'm here. I'm just being quiet. There's nothing for me really to say. We already know what needs to happen. Nothing's changed. Still the same setup. Has to be like that. We need to know that we stopped out whoever on whichever side. If we're going to the upside, we need to know that we stopped out all the puts. If we're going to the downside, we need to know we stopped out all the calls. So that's going to take however much time it takes. It's going to take that much time. If the market just wants to go sideways in here for the rest of the day, I mean, we already had a huge move. Look at the move. We had big moves today. If it goes sideways all day, that's fine too. And I know that these plays are a long time away, or they seem like a long time away. What are we going to do? What are we going to do? Start gambling just because we're bored? I don't recommend it. I've been there. I've done that. I don't recommend it. If you made money today, you know, I think we had a pretty good day. I think we had a pretty good day. If you made money today, you really need to start thinking about, you know, calling it a day. Just take the money and enjoy your day. And we're going to do the same thing tomorrow. I'm here. I'm just being quiet. Let them figure this out. Okay, I'm gonna hang out on the live stream for about another maybe 13 minutes, 15 minutes or so, and then I have my brand new washing machine coming in. I need a new washer, so the washing machine's gonna come in. I'm gonna be on the side doing that. I'm gonna end the live stream, but I'll still be in the Discord back and forth. Okay, I'll be quiet. I'm gonna hang on the live stream for another 15 minutes. I'm gonna cut the live stream and I'm gonna head over to the Discord only, and I'll be in there. I'll be in there, but I won't be talking. I'll just be typing and doing the normal stuff we do. Normal stuff we do. However, all the plays still on the screen. Nothing's changed. Nothing's changed here, folks. This probably needs to be down here still. This flexion is actually down here, so be careful with this teal. Excuse me, with this magenta. Whenever it gets there, whenever it happens, we'll know. We're gonna be prepared. It's gonna be easy. Don't worry. Let me do some work real quick. All right, they knocked on the door 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times. They knocked at 78.46 4 times. So we see the buyers having to buy higher and higher, but the sellers, they're not budging. They're not budging from here. So eventually, one of them's going to get tired. One of them's going to get tired eventually. Same thing that happened yesterday. Life cycle of the market, right? Life cycle of the market. Same thing we've been talking about for weeks. For weeks now. We have our morning session. Afternoon is going to do this. It's going to compress. It's going to be compression. 8 times out of 10, that's what it's going to do. It's going to do this in the morning, this in the afternoon. I'll be on here another 5 minutes and then I'm going to call it. After that, I'm just going to be hanging out in the Discord. I got a washing machine to deal with. But look, we had a good day. Let me recap. Man, I actually need to borrow the chart. I'm going to borrow this really quick. Everyone take a screenshot. Take a screenshot right now. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. Okay, I'm going to give a quick recap for the day. Early this morning, we identified the magenta algo. We decided we're going to buy puts, and we're going to see if this magenta is going to take us all the way down to 72.16. That's exactly what happened. This was my first trade. I took profits right here at the bottom. We actually had another magenta line here. Let me correct this. There was another magenta line here at the time. Again, the magenta presented itself. We bought puts all the way to key level, marked out perfectly. And then let's see. Okay, later on, we knew we broke our purple. Now, I didn't take this one here, but we did have confluence here. And I announced to everyone, look for confluence if we break purple. I didn't take it. Whatever. It happens. I don't take every one of them, but I take the ones that I'm comfortable with. Then we had our purple here. This one was a little bit easy because all we needed was the break and retest. I also said if we form support at, what is this? 74.02 to go ahead and buy that call. So we see this, excuse me. We see the support formed right here. Or, even if you wanted to do this, we see this, either way, you see the support formed right here. So we had support. This was an easy trade. This one was a good win. This is a good win. Nice way to finish off the day. When we got to here, I decided, even though I knew I should have held a little bit longer, at least until 77.11, I believe it was. At least until 77.11. I didn't. That's fine. I took profit around here. My runners got stopped out here, but we had a good trade, right? We had a good day. Look at all this money. Look at all this money. You can't be upset about making money. Now, for those of you that can hold longer than I can, great. You're going to do much better. You're going to do much better than me. But allow me to guide. Let me do the hard work. You sit there and look pretty. Let me do the hard work. You don't have to think too much. The candles are going to scare you out. I'm going to draw what it needs to look like. Before it happens, I'm going to draw it. I promise you. And if it doesn't look like that, then there's no reason to take the trade. I'm not saying we're going to win every time. We've been lucky that we've been very fortunate that we've had a very successful run over this last little over a year and a month today. We've been very fortunate that we've only had success, but eventually there's going to be the time where it doesn't work out like that. But we're going to have to be okay with that. As long as we don't over leverage, we need to live to fight another day because we understand that we have a strategy that works. We don't have to worry about our entries. Also, pay attention when I'm saying, when I'm like, look, on the break of this purple, you have to be careful because look at the higher days right here. Manage your risk to reward. I told you when we got up here, you need to adjust your stops. You need to adjust your stops when we got up here. This was announced. Also, if you took the break of this, let's say you took the break of this magenta here, you would have had to put your stop above the last high and allow the winner to at least go into profit. It would have, if you would have chased it here, fine, you would have been fine. But if you're holding for the long run, you would have had to at least stick to the strategy, right? You take your trade, you put your stop above the last high, and then if it's going to win, you let it win. This one was, let's see. I mean, you have to be really on top of it. 77.04 to 76.10. Sure, that's at 30 cents, but look how much you would have to survive. You would have to survive a lot for this to happen. So, however, none of that's relevant because I definitely identified we're going to be in chop. I identified it here. I was like, we're going to be in an annoying chop. So you have to pay attention to what I'm saying and understand that I have just a little bit more experience than you, but I'm giving you all of that knowledge. So it's going to be way faster for you than it was for me. And it took me, a couple years. But it's going to be way faster if you just apply these little gems that I'm dropping, apply it. Because more often than not, it's going to work. Tell me when it didn't, right? We did absolutely phenomenal work today. And, I stopped trading over here. I'm not interested in trading in this. I'm not interested in this. Even if this does break and retest, I don't give a darn because I made my money for the day. I didn't take this one. This one I didn't take. But at least it showed me where the money was. It showed me exactly where the money was. I didn't have to hesitate on this one. This one was an easy trade. This one was an easy trade. Had I had a little more testicular fortitude, I would, and I even said it right before. I was like, I know I need to hold at least till 77.11, but that's just not me. I like to get money and go home. I like to do my job and leave. I'm not interested in staying after work to do anything else. So we did our job today. And if you're interested in learning how to trade with us, go to livespytrading.com. I will get you sorted out. It's not a matter of if, it's when. And the length of time that it's going to take is the length of time you, yourself, as an individual, number one, go through the lessons to learn what the hell I'm talking about, to learn my language, my lingo, because I don't speak like everybody else. I have a very specific vernacular when it comes to day trading because I try to keep it simple. I use terms like bolt up, bolt down, right? So this looks like a bolt up, like maybe like a lightning bolt or something like that. Bolt up, bolt down. I use terms like Red Ranger whenever I see, maybe a put should be underneath this red on a break and retest. I'll use a Red Ranger or a Green Ranger. I don't know why I call it that. That's just what it is. On the 30-minute, we use Pink Rangers for some reason. I don't know why I do that either, but it is what it is. So you're going to have to take time to learn the way I speak if you're interested in learning how to do this. And, I'm sure there's overlap between what I say and what the actual words are or what they're supposed to mean. I'm sure that's a thing. So, you can do a little bit of extra homework and figure out what it actually means in real life because I make this shit up. But beyond that, the length of time it's going to take you to be profitable is for you to be comfortable with being uncomfortable. And when you're uncomfortable is when you see the red candles come in. You have to be comfortable with the uncomfortable. That's the hard part. What's going to happen is when you first start is you're going to take a trade, you're going to chase it, and it's going to immediately go against you like this. You're going to take a trade, it's going to go up here, you're going to chase it, and it's going to immediately go against you. And then it's going to smack you. I call this smack you in the face and keep going. And as a matter of fact, this morning I said it right here. I said, look, it's going to smack you in the face and keep going. We need to hit, 72.16. All of that happened. I did it again. Where was it? I want to say somewhere over here. I did it again somewhere over here. It's going to smack you in the face and keep going. So there's only so much I can do. Now, it's going to take you a little bit of time. It's going to take you a little bit of time to get comfortable with that. How long? That's a personal journey. If you join the Discord and you see people posting, the wins, or you see people posting a lot of this, a lot of our mascot. This is our mascot, by the way. He works a lot. He does a lot of work. But if you see people posting that, that's going to make you feel FOMO. I get it. But they're just being excited, right? So if you feel FOMO, that's going to lead you to take unwise trades. Unwise. Because you're going to feel greed. You're going to feel left out. You're going to say, hey, I saw it break purple one time. I'm not going to let it break again, right? I'm going to take the trade again and then look. So we have to be aware of our environment. When I'm telling you, it's going to be an ugly, choppy from here. It's going to be ugly and choppy. We did our work. We already did our work. Take your money and leave. If you sit here and do this all day, you're only creating more of that mental anguish within your head because you're waiting for the trade. You're waiting for it to happen. You're looking at every candle as if it's God's gift. And then you're going to look back and say, damn, I could have taken the trade here, or I should have done it here. I should have done it there. This is going to ruin your mind. It's going to ruin your mind, and it's going to translate to ruining your account. You have to be okay with taking the $3 win and leaving for the day and building up your knowledge base And it's going to take time. With me constantly repeating the same thing over and over and over, it's going to take time. But once you build up that knowledge base, you're not going to be a $3 hauler anymore. And there's still some days where I'm a $3 hauler. There's many days where I'm, not for the whole day, but on a trade, right? I'll take a trade, $3 hauler. And I'm okay with it. Because I'd rather win $3 than lose 300. And then, so here's what I recommend. When you join, you take your time. And I know you're going to be like, I don't want to spend $150 a month and to paper trade. I want to make money. I get it. But this education is worth it. It's very worth it. Because we don't care if the stock market goes up or down. We're not reliant on the stock market having a direction because we make money in every direction. That's besides the point. The point is, what you need to do is paper trade for a bit. Build that paper trade account to a certain level. Once you build it to a certain level, you will know that you're comfortable with the concepts that I'm presenting you. You will know that you're comfortable with being uncomfortable with the red, right? With the red candles. Then you'll know. And then what's going to happen is you're going to open up your wallet. You're going to take your first contract. Everything's going to change, right? Everything's going to change. Your paper trade is going to be different when you trade with real money, when you take that first loss, or when you're seeing it going against you, right? When you're seeing it go against you and you're like, oh no, what have I done? Why? And then you're going to come up with every excuse of why you shouldn't have done it. I knew I shouldn't have done this. I knew I should have waited, yada, yada, yada. I knew I should have called it a day. It happens to everybody. It happens to everybody, okay? What I'm offering you is consistency. You're only going to be consistent, number one, if you take the leap. Number two, if you study the documents that I provide. Study those documents. It's only going to help you. It's not going to hurt you. And finally, ask the questions. Don't sit here paying $150 a month confused on what I'm talking about. Let me clarify in no uncertain terms. Hold me to account. I need you to perform. I need you to perform. It's very important. Your success is very important to me. Even when I'm not trading and I see everyone else take the win, like, at the end of the day when I stop, I still feel it's a great feeling, It just, I like helping people too. It's a great feeling. So I'm very invested in everyone winning, and I'm willing to take the time individually to talk to you, to explain. Okay? And if no one's ever done that, I'm here because I've been there and I've done that. I've been on my face so upset, damn near to tears. I want to cry, but I can't bring the tears out of my face, but I really want to cry just to get it out with my face in the goddamn seat cushion where people fart. I've been there. So if you're interested in learning how to do this, I'm not telling you should get rich quick scheme. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying it's going to take time and a little bit of money. That's just the truth. But you're going to get what you pay for. If you're trying to do it for free, you're going to get free results, right? Exactly what you pay for. And some of you are probably a little younger than me, and you'll see. There's an old saying: "There's no such thing as a free lunch." So, take that to heart. Whatever that means to you, figure it out. But let whatever needs to happen happen. Don't front run it. Let whatever needs to happen happen. It will happen. It has to. The market has to do a certain thing, right? Hold on, let me help out the Discord. Let's see. Not a big fan of this green. I think we may be moving out of. We're just an ugly chop. We're just an ugly chop. Like, look, we can see what's happening. We don't need to think too hard. But anyways, if you're interested in learning how to trade with us, go to last5trading.com. I get you sorted out. YouTube, it's been a pleasure. Goodbye.